Time moves forward relentlessly, but tonight we stop to remember. We gather our thoughts and speak the names of 10 beautiful souls who left an indelible mark on our world. They are gone, but the light of their memories remains forever etched in our history. Donna Summer, the eternal queen of disco. Birth, December 31st, 1948. Death, May 17, 2012. Donna Summer was a shimmering beacon of light who defined the pulse of a generation and permanently transformed the landscape of modern music. With her magnetic stage presence and a mesmerizing voice that could effortlessly soar over heavy bass lines, she earned her title as the undisputed queen of disco. Songs like I Feel Love and Last Dance weren't just hits. They were anthems of freedom, joy, and emotional release for millions of people dancing across the globe. Her incredible contribution to music earned her 5 Grammy Awards and broke racial and gender barriers in the recording industry, making her a true pioneer of dance and pop culture. Beyond the flashing lights of stardom, Donna was a deeply spiritual woman, a visual artist, and a loving mother who approached life with immense grace. Her presence brought a vibrant energy to the world, and her sudden departure left a void that the music industry has never quite been able to fill. Vangelis, master composer of electronic and cinematic soundscapes. Birth, March 29, 1943. Death, May 17, 2022. Evangelos Odysseus Papathanassia, known to the entire world simply as Vangelis, was a visionary composer who changed how humanity listens to the universe through music. A pioneer of electronic music, he possessed a rare, self-taught genius that allowed him to paint vast, emotional landscapes using synthesizers and traditional orchestral sounds. His breathtaking work on the Chariots of Fire soundtrack earned him an Academy Award, creating an anthem of human triumph that will inspire generations for centuries to come. His hauntingly beautiful, futuristic score for Blade Runner redefined the tone of science fiction cinema entirely. Vangelis treated music not as a mere profession, but as a sacred cosmic force, constantly exploring the deep relationship between sound, space, and human emotion. He was a quiet, private soul who preferred the isolation of his studio over the bright lights of fame, choosing to let his grand, sweeping melodies speak for his heart. Guy Clark, the master craftsman of American country folk music. Birth, November 6, 1941. Death, May 17, 2016. Guy Clark was a legendary singer-songwriter and the revered patriarch of the Texas folk and outlaw country music communities. Known as a master craftsman, he approached songwriting the way an artisan builds a fine guitar, focusing deeply on the raw honesty, truth, and poetic beauty of ordinary human lives. Masterpieces like LA Freeway and Desperados Waiting for a Train showed his unique ability to turn simple stories into timeless legends. He mentored and inspired an entire generation of iconic artists, including Townes Van Zandt and Steve Earle, creating a supportive community of storytelling in Nashville. Guy lived his life with a quiet dignity and an uncompromising artistic integrity, always refusing to sacrifice the truth of his words for commercial success. His home was a famous sanctuary for wandering artists, and his death felt like the loss of a great American storyteller whose voice carried the very soul of the land. Alan O'Day, brilliant pop songwriter and bright voice of the 70s. Birth, October 3, 1940. Death, May 17, 2013. Alan O'Day was a gifted singer and songwriter whose infectious melodies and clever lyrics provided the joyful soundtrack to the 1970s pop music scene. He achieved the rare distinction of writing #1 hits for other legendary artists, such as the classic track, NG Baby, for Helen Reddy, before stepping directly into the spotlight himself. His own hit single, Undercover Angel, became a massive global success, showcasing his unique talent for creating uplifting, catchy, and deeply relatable pop music. Beyond his success on the radio, Allen brought his incredible creative energy to children's television, co-writing dozens of memorable songs for the beloved show Muppet Babies. He was known throughout the entertainment industry as an exceptionally warm, optimistic, and generous man who loved bringing smiles to people's faces. His music radiated a pure, light-hearted comfort, and his passing silenced a wonderfully bright voice that brought immense happiness to millions. Albert Beckles, ageless icon and legend of professional bodybuilding. Birth, July 14, 1930. Death, May 16, 2026. Albert Beckles was a true phenomenon in the world of professional sports, an ageless icon who redefined the limits of human longevity and physical excellence. Born in Barbados before moving to London, he became one of the most respected and enduring figures in bodybuilding history, competing at the highest levels well into his 60s. His astonishing victory at the 1991 Niagara Falls Pro Invitational at the age of 61 remains a legendary milestone that may never be broken. Known for his classic, sharp symmetry and peak physical conditioning, Albert walked the stage with a quiet confidence that inspired millions to pursue health at any stage of life. He was a gentle, soft-spoken champion who treated his fans and competitors with absolute respect, embodying the true spirit of sportsmanship. His long life was a beautiful testament to discipline and passion, proving to the world that age is truly nothing more than a number. Dennis Locorrier, soulful voice and heart of Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. Birth, June 13, 1949. Death, May 12, 2026. Dennis Locorrier was the unmistakable, soulful lead voice and charismatic heart of the globally successful rock band Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. His incredibly versatile vocals could transition effortlessly from wild, rowdy rock satires to some of the most beautiful and tender love ballads ever recorded. Songs like Sharing the Night Together and When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman became massive international hits, cemented in history by his warm delivery. Dennis possessed an incredible stage presence and a brilliant sense of humor, always making sure his audiences felt like part of a joyful, collective experience. After the band's era, he continued to tour solo, preserving the musical legacy and sharing his deep love for performance with loyal fans worldwide. He lived for the stage, and his passing leaves the music world mourning a uniquely expressive singer who taught us how to laugh and cry through song. Angelika Damros, a celebrated star and icon of German cinema and theater. Birth, April 4, 1941. Death, May 13, 2026. Angelika Damros was a towering figure in European cinema and theater, a brilliant actress whose immense talent and emotional depth captivated audiences for over 50 years. She became an unforgettable cultural icon for her legendary performance in the 1973 masterpiece The Legend of Paul and Paula, a film that touched the hearts of an entire generation. Angelika possessed a rare, magnetic intensity on screen and stage, moving effortlessly between classic theatrical tragedies and complex, modern human dramas. Her fierce artistic independence and courage to speak her mind made her a deeply respected figure, both during her time in East Germany and after moving to the West. She dedicated her life entirely to the truth of her characters, leaving behind a rich artistic legacy that helped shape European film history. Her passing represents the loss of a truly luminous artist who brought profound passion and intelligence to every role she played. Gary Kutzinger, fierce defensive end and hero of the Houston Oilers. Birth, February 4, 1940. Death, May 16, 2026. Gary Kutzinger was a powerhouse on the gridiron, a man whose rugged strength and relentless spirit helped define the early, exciting days of the American Football League. As a star defensive end for the Houston Oilers throughout the 1960s, he played with a fierce determination and grit that earned the deep respect of teammates and opponents alike. His consistency on the line and his passion for the sport made him a vital pillar of his team during a transformative era for American football. After his memorable professional career, Gary remained a humble, hard-working family man, deeply rooted in his community, and always willing to lend a helping hand to those in need. He carried the values of teamwork, discipline, and quiet resilience through every chapter of his long and honorable life. His departure is deeply felt by sports fans and loved ones who remember him as a true gentleman both on and off the field. Father of Kelra, the silent anchor and inspiration behind an esports champion. Birth, 1970. Death, May 15, 2026. The father of Grant Dwayne Pillas, known globally to millions of gaming fans as esports champion Kelra, was the quiet anchor of love and support behind a modern legend. While he lived his life away from the flashing lights of massive tournament stages, his unwavering belief and sacrifices allowed his son to rise to the absolute peak of the competitive world. His sudden passing brought a profound wave of grief over the entire international esports community, uniting fans and players in a shared moment of deep sorrow and respect. The incredible strength of his guidance was beautifully proven when his son courageously chose to play a crucial match to honor his memory just hours after his loss. He represents all the silent, dedicated parents who work tirelessly in the background to ensure their children's dreams can take flight. Though he is gone, his loving spirit will forever live on in the victories, the resilience, and the heart of the son he raised. Harmon Killebrew, legendary Hall of Fame slugger and icon of baseball. Birth, June 29, 1936. Death, May 17, 2011. Harmon Killebrew was a monumental giant of American sports, a legendary Hall of Fame slugger whose extraordinary power on the baseball diamond was matched only by the incredible kindness of his heart. With 573 career home runs, he stood for decades as one of the most feared and dominant hitters in the history of Major League Baseball, primarily with the Minnesota Twins. Yet, despite his terrifying power at the plate, he was affectionately known across the sports world as the Killer, a nickname given in ironical contrast to his exceptionally gentle, polite, and compassionate nature. Harmon treated every single person he met, from young fans to stadium workers, with a deep, genuine warmth and humility that made him a beloved national treasure. After his playing days, he dedicated his life to raising millions of dollars for cancer research, turning his personal hardships into hope for others. He was the absolute definition of a gentle giant, and his enduring legacy continues to remind us that true greatness